I wanted to make a video to explain the world and the Islamic influence this day and age. There's a Christian South Indian pastor in my community. He's constantly making posts that would make you think that all Muslims need to explain for the actions of a few. I've gone back and forth with him on social media on posts where he's basically blaming all of Islam on what the West would call terroristic acts. I've tried explaining to him a million times in a million different ways, but I'm not sure if he's actually reading all the text. So I figured maybe I'd make a video about it. My thinking is that, let's say, for example, if China were to come to USA and empower the KKK and the skinheads and the neo-Nazis, and those groups took over America and they were running America, would we blame all of Christianity for those groups? They were put in power by a third party for their own gain. The reason I mention that is because I'm not sure if the world knows, but groups like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, Afghan Mujahideen, the Mujahideen-e-Khalq, the Syrian Islamist Rebellion Group, PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization, these were all supported and put in power by America for American gain. America and some few Western countries. You can't put the shittiest of shitty people in power and then blame the other people of that religion. Muslims don't like any of these guys either. They have killed just as many Muslims as they have killed any other religion. Why do Muslims have to answer for these groups? Furthermore, if you want to look at some dictators, you've got Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, Manuel Noriega. These are all dictators that at some point were supported by America. The reason they were supported by America is because America wanted something from them. They gave them the power. Once these groups and these leaders got that power, then they said, F you to America. We want this money and these resources for our people. That's when they became a problem. Taliban, for example, I was there. I was stationed in Afghanistan. The Taliban did not want to give America opium anymore. The opium industry is a gazillion-dollar industry. Of course, we're going to go back and take it. That's what happened. Then we gave the Taliban back the power because the agreement was made that the opium will keep flowing like fine wine. So you can't go and blame Muslims for terrorist groups that were put in power by Christian majority countries for their own gain. It's simple as that. If you want to blame anybody for these groups for actions like mistreating women or hurting kids or killing Christians or killing Muslims or whatever, maybe you should look into the people that actually put them in power. That is the key. Maybe we should be looking at them. Let's criticize the people that put these groups in power. That's the problem. Because it's not going to stop here. This isn't the last group that they're going to put in power. It wasn't the first. There's many that have come before and many will come after. We can't keep blaming the religion that these bad terroristic people claim just off the simple fact that the actions that they're doing they don't belong to any religion. Zero religion tells you to do this kind of shit. Start blaming the people that put them in power. I'm your local area U.S. Army combat war vet. And that's my opinion.